Hello everybody, welcome back to another Absolute Rust video. Today I'm going to be talking about some changes I made to the PlayerSkins plugin that's listed on chaoscode.io. I'm not going to go into the details on the entire plugin because there's a ton of functionality, but I want to focus on really the things I've added and fixed and just talk through some of those changes. So the biggest thing that I added is basically I had another plugin which I used for personal use that was called DefaultSkins, and it's been in some of my YouTube videos. But basically DefaultSkins allowed you to select a skin for every item in the game and to basically set that as your default skin. And then from there, anytime you pick up that item or you'd move it around your inventory, it would reskin it to that skin. So basically I kept everything as is for the PlayerSkins plugin, but I added the DefaultSkins functionality. I also overhauled a whole bunch of data and some other stuff for hopefully some better performance boosts as well. And some of it was requirements to make DefaultSkins work. And I added a couple other little features too, which I'll go over. So let's go ahead and take a look at the menu, /skin shop. And as you can see, this looks pretty much exactly the same. We still have the toggle up here to go between the old UI and the new UI. One of the changes, other than moving some buttons around, is I added the skinning toggle here. So with default skins, if you have a default skin set and then you try to hold an item and reskin it, it's not going to reskin it anymore, right? Because it's going to set your default skin instead. So there might be times where you want to disable the skinning as a player instead of having to remove that default skin value. And you can also, from an admin perspective, the server admin, you can actually disable this default skinning altogether from within the config. So let's kind of look at how that works. So this is actually another feature that I added, which I'll get into in a bit. But if I go ahead and leave admin mode here, you know what, let me do something else. Let's just do this. Let's go ahead and buy this. I believe this was new as well. I may have done this on the last release, I'm not sure, but I added the cost instead of just buy. So this will say how many tokens you have configured for that item. In this case, it's buy for 1 token. So yes. And then now, as you can see, I have a new button here that says set as default. So I can set that as my default. So that's now my default item. And let's go ahead and just buy this one as well. And you can see that one is not set as the default, even though I own it, right? And I can toggle that with that button. So now if I close this and I give myself a bandana, there it is. You can see it already reskinned it the second I brought it in my inventory. If I open back up Skin Shop and I go ahead and set my to this other skin, I can go ahead and just move it, and there you go, we have our new skin. So that's how the default skins work. It's kind of nice. Just to kind of iron it home one more time, if we do /skin shop and I set it back to, I don't know, maybe I'll just get a whole new one. We'll get this mustache. Now that's set as my current skin, right? So if I drop this on the ground, you can see it's the old skin. As soon as I pick it up, it's going to reskin it. So there you go. There you go. Fantastic. So that's how that would work. So you can set these default skins, and then just as you're walking around the game, you know, maybe you have a certain uniform you have. So you find something in a box. It's a pair of pants. You have a default skin. Boom, your pants are reskinned. So really convenient. But I do want to show something that I was kind of referring to. So I'm holding this as my active item. If I go /skin. We still have this option to reskin, right? But when I click it, you can see it didn't reskin it. And actually, that's not true. It did reskin it. It just then reskinned it again. So back to my default skin, because during that reskinning process, it's actually removing the item from the game and giving you a new item. So a couple ways basically to get around that. So we can go back into Skin Shop and we can simply disable our skinning. And then now when we do this, it's going to reskin our item. Right. So you know, there's different purposes for this. Obviously, maybe you're setting up a base or something. You're trying to equip everyone with different stuff. I don't know. You'd disable that default skinning. You'd reskin everything you want. You hand it all out. You use it, and then maybe you re-enable your skinning when you're ready to go run around the world. So again, just another option. So it's really up to your prerogative how you want to use it. So let's talk about some of the other stuff that I added. That's obviously the big one, and I almost was going to make this a whole separate plugin, but I felt like, you know, people are, you know, it's an investment to buy PlayerSkins. I get that, right? And it's been a lot of effort for me, and that's why it's listed that way. But the point is, I really didn't feel good about selling something separate that did similar stuff. And furthermore, I didn't want people to run on their server DefaultSkins and PlayerSkins just to get the two separate functionalities and then be, you know, getting the list of skins twice and all this other stuff. It just didn't make any sense. So this made the most sense. So if you like it, I'm glad that you do, and that's why I added it, right? So let's look at the other changes. One of the requests in the forum was to be able to ban all items. So I added the admin option. So we're in bandanas now. We can actually just do ban all, and it's literally just going to ban every item within this category. And then I can go back through and actually remove the ban just for the few items I don't want banned. So maybe you're in a situation where you just really don't want people to have all these. I pressed that button too many times apparently. Where you don't want to have your players with as many options as they have. So instead of having to ban a whole bunch of things manually, it might be easier for you to ban everything and then just unban the ones you want. But you can see now our selection is literally just those three. So again, just another little addition. Beyond that, I kind of moved some of the buttons around to make stuff fit. Hopefully you think it looks all right. And in the old mode, all these same buttons are there as well, right? Ban all and ban individual and so on and forth. Obviously this older version runs a lot better. But you know, sometimes you just want to see more skin. So I do like the option of having both ways. So that brings on to the last point. So one of the last things that was requested in the forum was to be able to force all players to have to use the old version or the old UI. So I did add a config option for that. The option is called, as if I could remember all these things myself. My config file is massive from all these bands. It's force compact UI is the option. So if you set that to true, players will be forced to be in this you know, version 1 UI, and they will not have the change skin view button. So they'll be forced to stay within that mode. So anyway, that is about it. Like I said, excited to hear the feedback on what everyone thinks about this, and look forward to the next iteration of additions to this wonderful plugin. So thanks as always for watching. Stay tuned for my other videos. Hopefully I'll be getting loadouts released pretty soon. I just haven't really had the time to type it all up, but we'll get there pretty soon. Alright, as always, happy resting, and thanks for watching.